here we go. Sovereign citizenship movement. It's a trap, okay? I think most people that are researching the legal side of stuff right now are probably aware that you can't be a sovereign citizen, okay? But there might be a few people that are just getting into this that are still getting caught up with the sovereign citizen movement. Like I flat out tell you, you can't be a sovereign citizen, okay? Sovereign means the sovereign's the thing that sets the rules, and the citizen is the thing that sticks to the rules, okay? To break it down into plain, simple English. You can't be both at the same time, okay? Not unless you're making up your own set of rules to live by. In a very loose sense of the term, you could possibly be a sovereign citizen, but the problem is the people that you're telling this to, the people you're saying, you can't do that to me, I'm a sovereign citizen, they don't see things the same way as you do, okay? And you just come off looking like a complete muppet when you say things like that, okay? So, with that being said, don't get caught up in it, because the system likes to put these little side paths. You know, there's a T here, and you take one, you fork off along that path, and you're going up the garden path. You're off on heading out to Cloud Cuckoo Land on that path. You know what I mean? At best, you look like an idiot. And don't get me wrong, I've looked at all this sovereign citizen stuff. It's not like I'm above it all or anything. Not that I ever called myself a sovereign citizen, but I looked at it and looked at what people were doing, you know. And there's definitely a heartfelt thing behind it, you know. It's not just right to label somebody an idiot because they believe something in their heart. You know, and I mean, you know, if you took it, it just depends the way you interpret it, you know. But what I'm saying to people is, don't fall for that trap, okay? Because it could well be a trap set by the system that you're against, you know, to try and wheedle out the people that are you know, the kind of the troublemakers, you know, the kind of Robin Hood characters, you know, the ones that the ones that don't like what's going on, okay? And the best way to get at those people is to bombard them with ideas that look very truthful, and have a resonance with people, but at the same time make it easy for the system to identify those people and then put them in jail and throw away the key. Take them out of the way, if you know what I mean. And it may not be, you know, I mean, I may be sounding a bit harsh there, but it may not be as simple as oh, Dan, you're saying, oh, they're going to arrest you if you're a sovereign citizen. I'm not necessarily saying that, but if you know the way the government works, they're already collecting a lot of data on you, you know. And if you're clicking on hundreds of sovereign citizen videos on YouTube, they sure as hell know it, okay? And in the future, mark my words, at some point in the future, things will collapse, you know. Inevitably it does, you know. Everything runs in cycles, okay? If you've watched the film The Matrix, you know, they bring it up when he's talking to the architect. You know, this is the seventh, maybe he says the seventh incarnation of the Matrix, you know, because Matrix didn't work out in previous formats. Well, this is what's going on today. Eventually, this section of the Matrix will be reinvented, as it has been done in the past, you know, with the Roman Empire. And, you know, Roman Empire, and all those great empires, Egyptian Empire, and although it's the same matrix essentially, it's just it's just been tweaked a little bit. Okay, so there's a continuation there, but it's just been tweaked a little bit. Okay, it's changed format just a little bit. This is why you see all the remnants of those earlier versions. You know, you still see the remnants of Egyptian stuff. You definitely see the remnants of the Roman stuff, because we've still got most of it. You know, you might argue that the British Empire was one of those formats. Who knows? But anyway, I digress on to waffle. But you know, they're collecting data on you, and they know what kind of videos you're watching, and if you think I'm a bit paranoid about this kind of stuff, they're already doing it in China. You know, if they don't think you're a good citizen in China, then guess what? You don't get to use the train. You don't get to use the public facilities. You know, it's called like a governmental shunning. You know, so if they find that you're a bit of a troublemaker, they cut you off. You know, and it's very difficult to operate by yourself within the system, because there are very few other people operating within that system that know that they are actually a real man, and that all of this stuff, all this control, is fictional. Okay, where do I go with this video? Because I don't want to make it over 10 minutes. I want to give some information to the people that are looking at this sovereign citizen stuff, and the biggest piece of valuable information I can give to you is go away and start researching natural law. Okay, this is where all laws originate from. Okay, one of the best documents you can have on record in your hand, a physical copy of it, is the Declaration of Independence. I keep one as a reference, in case anything ever happened to computers or anything else. I want that declaration, because right at the top of this, within the first, I don't know, let's see, probably about the first 20 lines is everything you need to know about your standing in the world and what rights you've got. Okay, first 20 something lines. Okay, the whole thing's great, but you know, if you need somewhere to start, that's where to start. Get your head wrapped around natural law and the Declaration of Independence. Okay, and this goes for anybody in an English-speaking country. Okay, because inevitably anybody in an English-speaking country has got the same set of rules, and pretty much everybody in a European country as well. And so therefore anybody that's in a European country, everybody's in a country somewhere else in the world that speaks some kind of European language, we're all in the same boat here. You know, it's exactly the same system. There really isn't any difference from country to country. You might think other countries have got different rules and regulations, and they do to a certain degree, but the actual system itself is exactly the same system. Okay. What else do I want to talk about? That's really it in a nutshell. Okay, that's all you need to be looking at. Natural law. Okay, and to break down natural law very quickly for you, so you have an idea of what I'm talking about, because there's a lot of stuff on natural law. When you go and look it up, there's a lot of stuff I think that's been put there by the system to blanket the real truth of natural law. Okay, there's a ton of stuff that's been put in there, and I wish I could remember the guy's name, and I kept saying to myself I was going to remember the guy's name that that I found a lot of stuff out about, and I can't. I'll try and link it in the. Maybe I'll just put it in the comments, because that everybody sees the first comment there. Or I'll try and put it in the description if I can find the guy's name. But this guy, he really knows his stuff when it comes to natural law. Okay, and I'll link his name, and you can look at. He's got tons of videos on YouTube, long videos. But this is where you need to go, right? Natural law. Okay, natural law was the solution you were looking for when you said to that cop, I'm a sovereign citizen. You can't do this to me. You can't stop me. I have my rights. Okay, your rights are not as a sovereign citizen, but as an equal among other men on the earth. Again, Declaration of Independence. It's right here in a legal format, okay, that a court cannot deny, or an officer of the law cannot deny, okay. But I mean, it may pay to just to sit and talk to the guy, or whoever you're having the issue with, and show him this stuff, okay? Because everybody's got to be educated on this, because everybody is in the system. Anyway, the basic fact of the matter is, everybody is equal, okay? Everybody has an equal right to be here, to be on the earth, and if you have an equal right, okay, then there's nobody that's above you that can say you must do this or you must do that, okay? If you have an equal right, then nobody can take your possessions, okay? That's called theft. If you have an equal right to as everybody else, nobody can take your life, because that's your possession, okay? That is it in a nutshell, okay? Do not harm somebody else, and somebody else should not harm you, okay? Whether that be physically or possessively, possession-wise. That's not the right word, but yeah, that's it. That's your solution that you're looking for, and you will not find this kind of stuff anywhere on the internet. You just won't. There's nobody talking about it. There's a lot of people offering what I call solutions to the legal system, okay, and they're trying to fight within the matrix, on their terms, okay, to really become the one, or to become Neo. I'm sorry to have to use the Matrix analogy, but this is what the Matrix is all about. When he finally says stop to their rules, he says stop to their rules, okay, they can't hurt him no more, because he's gone outside of the system, even though he's technically in the system at the time. He's gone outside of his consciousness has moved outside of the system, outside of the framework of rules, okay, and that's what you need to do, okay. You've got to move outside of their framework and back to nature's framework, or God's framework, okay, which is natural law, and you can derive all of what you need to know from looking to nature, and how nature works, and how natural laws work in nature, okay. Go research it, and I'm 14 minutes already, and that's a good place to end this one, okay. Hope that helps somebody. Please do leave a comment, even if it's a bad one. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, because I like to say this, but my video quality is not good, okay. I need all the help I can get here. I'm not bothered about I'm not doing this to try and make some kind of mega channel or anything. I'm just doing this just to help people, okay. And if you can pass this message on to help people, that's the intentions there, okay. So anything you can do to help would be great. Pass the message on, spread it, tell somebody else about the video so they can watch it as well. And do go and research natural law and get yourself a copy of this thing. probably the most important legal document in the world, I would say, at least in the world that if you're watching this, you're in. Okay, that's it. Bye.